Why don't we get a? Oh, there we go.
Wear the swag, man.
Oh, thank you. Why don't we get a test on the mics while Jason is getting ready?
Let me adjust it for my big old fat head.
We are streaming live on Facebook. I did tag your guys' Facebook page in there too.
Cool.
Okay.
Great.
So if you want to, I don't know, cross-reference it or anything like that. Yeah, get those ears on and let me know how you, if you can hear me okay.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
How much are your hats?
What's that?
How much are your hats?
$20 if you want a hat. This covers the cost of them.
Good deal.
Get your mic check first, huh?
Yeah, now with this here, and you're a big old boy, so it might be hard to get up close to that mic, but just try to get on it. I got you guys cranked as much as I can, but there's a lot of background noise. You know.
Yeah, I'll just lean up here. Like I'm leaning into the camera.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, and here's me doing a check right here. How's that sound? Do I need
Sounded
to get
good. Sounded
right
good.
up on it, or
About right there. That's fine.
Yeah.
I know we had a few on that were back here, and that background noise picks up a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well,
So, yeah, how's the conference going so far? Oh, well, thank you.
yes, sir. Thank you.
How's the conference going so far for you guys?
It's going great, man. Are we rolling or?
Well, we'll wait for Jason to give you
Okay.
an official introduction, but people are watching on Facebook. You're more than
Okay,
welcome
so we do need to talk
chit-chat
about-
a little bit.
All right, yeah, man, it's going great. You know, a lot of great preaching and teaching. That's why we came here. But
Right.
it's been great to get. Like we've gotten to know y'all.
Sure.
We've gotten to know Pastor Toby. Talked to Gabe a little bit. Talked to some of the End Abortion Now guys.
Yeah.
Mainly because of their work in drug rehab.
Yeah.
We have an opportunity to do some work in drug rehab.
Yeah.
And so we were asking them a lot of advice about that kind of thing. And so it's been good to make a lot of connections.
Very cool.
Yeah, we were actually kind of hoping to network a little bit, and I don't think we had any realistic expectations
Yeah.
or expectations for it to go the way it has.
Yeah.
So it's been pleasantly surprising. We've enjoyed every bit of it. It's
Well,
been great.
it is nice when you're around brothers and sisters in the Lord. We are on the same team.
That's right.
And you want to support each other as much as you can.
That's
you know?
right.
So you want to what? We'll get here comes Jason right now. So we'll get the intro going here, and because I've got I think we got End Abortion Now coming on in a little bit too before the break. Get on here, boy. Come on, you. I'll get going. All right, we'll do it. Hey, Jay, I'm gonna try something different for this one. Just do a little intro. So just give us 10 seconds of silence, and we'll jump right into it. You guys ready?
Yep.
Exploring theology, doctrine, and all of the fascinating subjects in between. Broadcasting from an undisclosed location, Dead Men Walking starts
now.
Well, hello, everyone. We are still live at Fight, Laugh, Feast Conference in Nashville. Well, actually, we were in Franklin, Tennessee, but it was in Nashville. We moved it. We got more guests for you. We got the boys from Bigfoot Revival on. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
And why don't you tell listeners your names and a little bit about yourself?
All right, so I am, at least Bigfoot Revival knows me as Sasquatch.
And I am the Yeti.
Sasquatch
The man,
and Yeti.
the legend,
they are
the
a
cooler,
couple-
the
We're big
Yeti.
dudes, too.
We're making
Yeah,
coolers great
man.
again.
That's right.
There you go.
So where are you guys from, and what's the podcast all about?
So we're from North Carolina. We haven't really disclosed exactly where. We just say North
There you
Carolina.
go.
Well, you
The-
were
the
there. You
rural
go.
woods of
We're
North
undisclosed in
Carolina.
our location as well in the intro.
There you go.
Yeah, I heard that. So, but
I don't need any of them crazy Pentecostals hunting me down. I'm just
That's
kidding. No, I'm just kidding. We love you, pennies.
they'll just go.
Don't
lay
worry,
hands
God
on
will
you.
sort you out straight when we get to heaven.
And we have a lot of those in our area too. So. I
I'm
think
sorry,
like
I interrupted though. Go ahead.
the whole well, I ain't gonna go there. But so we're real rural. If you can tell by the accents, we're from the South.
Oh, you're from the South?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you were.
Most
Really?
people don't
Bigfoot
realize
Revival from the
that.
South with that accent, huh?
And
We're not the ones with the accents. It's
Yeah,
you.
you're right.
Yeah,
I know. We
Yeah,
are
we're
in
your
the South,
country.
right?
We're
That's right.
Look, I saw these deer horns up here. I thought y'all were some of my people at first.
Oh no, we are. I took that one on my property in northern Michigan.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So
So what's the podcast about? Like what are we talking about on Bigfoot Revival podcast?
a lot of what it is in rural southern areas, you have a lot of people who say, "Oh yeah, I'm saved." And at one time, they walked up, they said a prayer, they hit the altar, they went to church with their grandma a couple times, and they never did it again. You know, and they never went back.
Got the ticket.
But
yeah.
the whole family and the dog
the
are
ticket.
saved.
Yeah. And so what they wind up doing is in your 20s, you go out and you party and you get drunk and whatever else. In your 30s, you start to make a family. You live that more settled down life.
Sure.
About your 40s, you go to church because now you have some kids. They're getting older. You know,
Right.
you want them raised right. You know, that's the thing. You know, not you don't want them to know Christ. It's you want them raised right. So then you take them into about your 40s. You get 50s. Your kids are getting older. And you just have that natural progression. And most people are more concerned about themselves than they are Christ.
That's true.
And not just simply, the non-church goers, the church goers.
Yeah.
And so our podcast is really to kind of relate with these people. Most of these people, as we say, they're good people. They're good people.
Yeah.
And they don't know that they're living in sin. They don't know, or let me rephrase that. They don't acknowledge it.
Okay.
Because at one time they got baptized, right?
Yeah.
And so the whole idea is to kind of poke at that a little bit and to ask questions like, well, why would you say that? You know, when we're having one-on-one evangelism, it's really why? That's the best question we've had. And then I always go back for us to go back to the scripture so that they can say, oh, well, when I talked to these guys, they were Bible. Not we avoid the I feels and that kind of thing.
Sure.
And so on the podcast, that translates to us talking a lot about worldview issues.
Okay.
And how as Christians, as rural Christians, a lot of time we think, oh yeah, well, we've got this figured out, right? My granddaddy helped build that church. I know about Christianity.
Right.
Yeah.
And we just want to help people think that through a little bit better.
So it sounds like you're taking them from religion into more relationship, more into to what it actually means, the real world working out of your salvation and sanctification and being a Christian, instead of, hey, yeah, man, I'm third generation. My
That's
daddy
right.
was saved. My granddaddy was
That's
saved.
right.
You know, yeah.
And doing all that from a rural perspective. Because
Yes.
we hear a lot of these, perspectives from the urban community.
Sure.
But not so much from just middle of nowhere, boondock, southern culture.
Now where did the name? Why did we bring Sasquatch or Bigfoot into it? What's the?
Because you can't find them in North Carolina, man.
That's true.
Telling you where they're at.
That's true.
Well, it was just one of those things. We were joking because we got beards and we're both over 6 foot.
Yeah, y'all
and,
are some big dudes.
And a lot of our friends refer to us as Big Feet. Like,
yeah.
Right.
So, and then we were like revival because the Christian aspect of it, the hope and goal that people will come to know Christ, that people will want to have that relationship with Him, and so we just tacked that on there. Thought it sounded decent too.
Right,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? I mean,
No,
that had a
it's
big
good.
part to do with it. And
I'm gonna give you guys a fun fact too. My property that I own in northern Michigan, the #1 area in Michigan for spotting Bigfoot over the last 80 years.
is that
They've
right?
So I'm just saying we got a kindred relationship.
So he is
here.
real.
Look it. I don't know.
Look,
I
say,
mean,
did
I've
this
heard
just
some
turn
things.
into a conspiracy
I've heard some
theory
things
show?
in my property.
All right. Man, where's that at, Greg? Is that in Nehemiah? Where are we at right now?
To the wrong
Come on now, man.
Oh, that is awesome.
we've got to get aboard.
Oh, but yeah, so we just met these guys, actually, for everyone listening. We were at the Fight, Laugh, Feast concert. They came up to the table. They seemed like a couple of cool brothers
Yeah,
in the
man.
Lord. We want to support other podcasts, other people who are trying to glorify the Lord. Pastor Doug Wilson, just got done preaching about the chief end of man is to glorify and enjoy the Lord, and that's what we do on this podcast. I know you guys are doing it on that podcast. So what do you got coming up for your listeners or my listeners that might, or our listeners that might want to check you guys out? Where can they see at? Where can they find you? And what kind of stuff you got coming up on the podcast?
So you can find us on BigfootRevival.com. We try to link everything there as a hub. You can get to the podcast. You can get to the Facebook, Instagram. We have an email, that kind of thing.
We've got YouTube coming up, and we've got a couple of bloggers that are doing blogs
Nice.
on our website.
yeah.
Man, you
too.
guys are
Very
going.
cool.
How old is the podcast?
Started in January.
Okay.
So
January
just
or
this year.
shortly after. So
that's
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so-
awesome. So you guys
so-
just rolling.
Yeah.
We started a handyman business.
Thank you,
and
COVID.
We were running around and we're busy, and then all of a sudden COVID hit, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I said, we need to do something.
Yeah.
And I said, let's do a podcast.
Yeah.
And he said, are you
That's what I
crazy?
said. He said, no.
And these boys from Cross Politics, we're riding around in the truck, passing out business cards and trying to drum up business. And we're listening to Cross Politics, and they're like, look, man, you need to be working for the glory of God. Even if
That's
you're not
right.
getting paid, you need to be doing something.
on.
And he goes, that's a great idea. Why don't we start a podcast?
And there you have it.
And I mean, the whole thing has grown organically. I mean, every little thing that we've done has just been with this one little, we never had this grand scheme. It was just, let's do this, and then let's move here. And we had some really smart people who liked the podcast and wanted to add to it, so we got them blogging. And
Nice.
they've got some really good blogs. Yeti has got us on YouTube. That's kind of been his baby, and we've been enjoying that as well.
Well, man, we appreciate the connection. We appreciate what you guys are doing. If there's anything we can do for you, let us know. Heck, we wouldn't even be opposed to calling in or checking out your show if you ever want us on that. All my listeners and all mine Jason listeners, if you guys could check them out, it's Bigfoot Revival. What are you doing over there?
I'm just thinking of some biscuits
Man,
and gravy, boys.
Oh boy, it's funny.
Man, whenever I
It's
get
funny
down
how-
south, man,
it's funny
I think
how
about the
south
food.
we get when we get around our brothers that are a little bit south of us.
Oh, man.
I
It's
feel like
contagious, man.
My voice changes. Man,
Just-
I used to live down this way,
Just
so
remember,
it comes back.
The original
My
definition
family.
for hillbilly was Michigan farmer. Okay,
Yeah.
so we got a little
Hey.
hillbilly in us anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
We're proud of
I
you.
did notice that when we were leaving yesterday from the conference, one of y'all did holler out, we'll see y'all later.
Yeah, that's
Come on
right.
now.
That
Come
was
on.
probably me.
Yeah,
I say it up north. I get a little slanted
he
eyes
does.
at me.
Well, you lived in
You know.
Nashville for quite a while, didn't
Yeah,
you?
Nashville and Jackson.
Nashville?
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
Nashville. You
There
don't
you go.
say it with Nashville. You know, I said Oregon yesterday, and somebody from Oregon said it's not Oregon.
Yeah,
Man, you say it funny. I'm
I'd
like,
say
what?
I'd say you're a little more southern than me, Jay. Well,
Yeah, probably.
Well, that and this is the theology
I
of
like to
Jesus.
think of Jesus like with giant eagle's wings. So he lead vocals for Leonard Skinner with
yeah.
like an angel band.
That is me.
That's
I'm the
Jason's
magic
theology
man.
on Jesus there. With Leonard Skinner with John Wings. Come on. Come back, Lord.
I like to think of my Jesus as a 6 pound, 3 ounce. No.
Come on now. Let's not get sacrilegious.
Yeah, that's right.
Dude, we really need a board.
Yeah, man.
I know.
Yeti's one takeaway.
I'm over here. I'm
we
over
need some
here.
sounds.
I'm over here like signing to Yeti. To my, you carry on the conversation. I'm going to look something up on YouTube for a sound effect.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. But, guys, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
If
thank
there's
you.
anything we can do for you, let us know, and vice versa. And as always, guys, for everyone listening, we're going to be doing these live snippets through the rest of the day. We've already got 6 uploaded. They've been very popular, so make sure you come back. And Sasquatch, Yeti, thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Guys.
There we go.
I was watching your hand.
Thank you.
Yeah, good stuff,
Thank you
guys.
guys so much. That was awesome.
Fun, man.
Yeah,
We'll
man.
get up with you.
We're just one of those random, we just talk about whatever.
That's a lot of how ours go.
I'm a realtor. I'm a broker by trade, so I'm pretty free. He's at Ford right now, but he's shifted into some else. So we literally just sit down and lock out 1 or 2, and then every Wednesday I raise them. But it really depends on, I've got 4 or 5 guests at any time to follow me. I might not even go in chronological
We remember we were so
order. We kind of
busy
do
last
whatever
week
we
that
can.
one of ours didn't
When we get back, we'll probably have to knock out another another 2
We
or
had
3
it
because
uploaded, but we never
I'm
put
putting
it
these
on
all
our
up at the same
website.
time.
And I'm sharing
But
everything on
whatever works for you,
social media.
I would love to
through
come
the
on and
website.
promote my show there, and we'll promote you on ours.
That's what I was sitting there. And
That's what it's all about. Is the
for us,
network.
we're
I don't know what I'm doing.
it's when it's raining.
Nobody
Or if we just happen to have a break in the schedule, we'll
kinda
go,
figure it
let's
out as
hammer
you
out a
go.
podcast. We'll go to my office in the church. We got a nice desk in there, and we'll spread out in there. But
uploaded the one from last week, last night. on
we'll
the
get together. We'll
website.
come up with a time that's good for y'all. We'll make it happen. Outside of maybe Mondays and Tuesdays, they're a little bit hard on us, but outside of that, we can make something happen.
You got your phone. I'll give you my cell number. And then you can shoot me a text whenever you're.
But I can't.
And I think I have your card from earlier, from yesterday.
Yeah. So, but I found
Yep.
that.
But just take my number down, and that way.
Well, I don't know because I'm friends with some people on my personal page. Then I've got our Facebook page through my personal page. So sometimes what I'll do is
My number is
I'll go ahead and make the
734.
post for our page. Then I'll share it on my personal page, and then I can tag them guys that.
47.
I just figured that out last night.
Look at that. I'm putting it in the number. That's why it was weird. I'm like, why is it not pulling up the keyboard? Put it in there as your name. So 734 731
47.
47.
The name is Greg Moore. 2 O's.
He loves to talk to me. That's this guy. I said, let me make sure I don't want to be sitting right next to the talker. Right. I need to be with somebody that's more on.
Yeah, I'm going to go grab Marcus real quick.
Yeah.
I just.
All right.
Yep.
Bigfoot Revival podcast.
I watched y'all's podcast.